Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone, this is Ashima and in this video we'll be talking about digital payment index. Now this is a very important index for all of you, especially those who are giving examination of banking. So that is why we've made a separate video for this, in which we'll be addressing all the things about digital payments index, what all is there, what are the parameters and how has it been calculated, how is it going to be happening further now or after this financial year. So we'll be talking all about that, but before that, do subscribe to the channel for more such videos and do hit the like button for this video if you find this video helpful. Also share the video for whomever you think will be benefiting from this video, right? And do subscribe the channel for more such topic oriented videos which will help you in enhancing your exam preparation. Now, once we talk about digital payments index, first thing, who has launched it? Now, digital payment is something which RBI has been working on for so long, right? RBI is promoting digital payments on a huge scale, and at the times of COVID, it also launched a digital promotion of digital payments. It had launched a campaign of its own, which was a Twitter campaign. If people remember, it was a Twitter campaign of whose ambassador was Big B or or Amitabh Bachchan. So Big B or Amitabh Bachchan was the ambassador of this huge campaign they had run on Twitter for promotion of digital payment, right? So for obvious reasons, digital payment index was released by RBI, and the main purpose was that how much progress have we done in terms of digital payment? That is, how much digital payment have we increased, on what scale the number of digital payments have increased, has the ecosystem for that digital payment enhanced, that is whether POS machines have increased or whether the wallets which we have they increased. So what exactly has increased? Has the ecosystem of the market supported that increase, and has that led to the increase? All of these things were addressed over here, right? So we'll be talking about that. So whenever an index is released, there has to be a base year of everything. So from when has it started? So the base year for this index was 2018. What does it mean? It means that whatever scores were released for 2019 and 20, which were 153.47 and 207.84, both of these rankings were above 100. So how do we know what? So the base year was 2018. That means for base year for 2018, they have set the standard at 100, right? So now, how much increase has happened from 2018 means above 100 or below 100? Where have we gone? So for 2019, we have gone 53 points up. 53.47 points up, and for 2020 we have gone 207 points 207.84, that is about 107.484 points up. So that means from comparison to 2018, which is the base year, we have increased subsequently in both the years. This is something similar like when we say that for 2018 it was 0. So rather than 0, they have kept it at 100 because digital payments existed at that time also. Just we don't know how much, right? Now, what are the changes that are going to happen? Before that, first I'll address you to the parameters. That is, how has this index been calculated? What has been calculated or gone into for this index? There were 5 parameters for this. First was payment enablers. Payment enablers, that is, how has it increased? That is, has there been internet increase? Has the number of mobiles increased? Because that is where you do the digital payments, no, via NEFT or via internet banking, via mobiles, that is via these wallets and apps. Aadhaar card, that is AEPS form of transaction. From bank accounts, that is bank account apps. Participants, have the number of participants or the education for digital payment increased that people are doing that. Merchants, are the merchants more compatible towards digital payments now? So these are payment enablers, they enable the payment. Then we have payment infrastructure, that is on the demand side. So from the demand side, that is consumers, we have debit cards, credit cards. So how much increase has happened in debit cards, in credit card, in prepaid payment instruments, that is the prepaid cards which we have, right? Or wallets which we have. Then customer registered mobile and internet banking. mobile internet banking, both are very important. Then FASTags, that is also one form of digital payment. And how can we say that? Because although we are using RIFD technology, but in that also it is digital form only. It is a card or a sticker via which the amount is deducted. It has a wallet associated with that sticker, and via that the amount is deducted. So that is also digital payment. Then payment infrastructure on supply side being the marketers or the merchants. So bank branches have increased, the business on the and their arena in digital banking has increased. Business correspondents have increased. ATMs, the number of ATMs have increased or decreased. POS terminals, has the number of POS machines increased or decreased? QR codes, are people using QR codes or not for the transaction? And intermediaries means those which are not of RBI, those instruments which are not of RBI, but they are enhancing the digital payment, right? Like Paytm or Paytm banks and all which are there. They're also one of those. Then payment performance, like volume of digital payment, value of digital payment. How much amount are we ready to do via digital payment? How much amount do we prefer not to do via digital payment? So how much is cash? How much is not cash? Then unique users, paper clearing. These are the performance. No, that is the amount of paper is being used less because cash is reducing comparatively. Then currency in circulation. Currency, how much currency is currently in circulation? Does RBI have to print more amount of money, or is it now the same that was last year, or has it decreased as per last year? So how much currency is currently in circulation in terms of cash, and how much has been deposited? Then cash withdrawals. Has the number of withdrawals from banks increased or decreased? These are all payment performance. No, payment performance. Then we have a consumer centricity, that is how much awareness and education is there about digital payment, how well you can do digital payment, how you can do digital payment, what are the payment methods that can be used. Then how many declines have happened, that is internet failure or bank failure, what are the declines that has been faced, and those declines can be either from bank end or from the software end, whatever the end be. Then complaints, has the number of complaints increased or decreased in terms of digital payment, that is whether the bank software is not responding to the payment, or it is creating a lot of crashes, or what exactly is happening. How much fraud has increased, these OTP transfer via OTP, when people trick into making a payment. So how has that been performing, and what have they done for the safety of it? And then system downtime. These are the sub parameters. Now, if they ask you how many parameters were there, there are 5 parameters: payment enablers, infrastructure on demand side, infrastructure on supply side, payment performance, and consumer centricity. These are the 5 parameters, and these are the sub parameters of every parameter, right? So this is how all these things were taken into consideration when this payment index was prepared, right? Now, from March 2021, this report is going to be published on semi-annual basis. Now, what do you mean by semi-annual basis? Semi-annual basis means that from now on, the report is going to be published 2 times, as you say, biannually, but there's going to be a lag of 4 months. Lag of 4 months is going to be there, that is 4 months will be left or lagged around, or as we say lag, the time period between the 2 reports is going to be, or delay of between the 2 reports is going to be 4 months. So with a gap of 4 months, 2 times this report is going to be published every year from now on, as per the regulation of RBI, along with the report that they have published this time, right? Now, one possible other question can be regarding RBI, which is a very static question, that being who is the governor of RBI, or other reports, that is the other bi-monthly report which are prepared, or repo rate, what is going on. These can be other questions, but governor is very important over here, that being Shaktikant Das. Shaktikant Das. And since RBI is one of the most followed bank on Twitter with crossing 1 million followers. So for that purpose, that record is also important because during this lockdown, RBI has brought in so many changes, so many campaigns that all of them become important and a contributing factor towards this digital payment index as well, or increase in digital payment, right? So with this, I'll take your leave, and I hope this session has helped you in understanding the index better. If you find it helpful, do hit the like button. That appreciates the effort that we have put into this video, right? And do share the video if you find any person who can benefit from this, and also subscribe the channel for more such videos. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day ahead.